Hello everyone, my name is Nicole and I'm going to be guiding you through this 60-minute power yoga flow. So power yoga is just going to be a little bit more fast-paced of a flow. We're going to get a nice workout in, and we're also going to get some quality stretching and relaxation. So what you'll need for class today is a yoga mat if you have one. If not, just find any sort of surface that's going to be a little bit more gentle on the joints, specifically the wrists and the knees. If you have a yoga block, that will be extremely helpful. It just elevates the floor closer to you. If you don't have one of these, you can stack a couple of books, maybe grab a big textbook, and that will help facilitate some poses today. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Coming into a comfortable child's pose at the back of the mat. We want to take our knees to the outer edges of our mats, bringing the toes to touch, and then just walk the arms out, allowing the third eye to rest on the mat. Just settling into this space. We want to bring our awareness to the breath. See if you can focus on taking nice long inhales through the nose. Feel that belly expand. And nice long exhales back out the nose. The belly contracts. We want to start creating a nice fluid rhythm with the breath. Firing up our Ujjayi breathing, our victorious breath. We're warming the body from the inside out here. Maybe starting to check in with how you feel on the mat this evening. Knowing that each and every day is different. And just recognizing and honoring the way that you feel in this present moment. We'll bring some micro movement into the pose by lifting the creases of the wrists and elbows off of the mat, coming on to the fingertips. Focus on rolling the shoulder blades back and down the spine, pressing the hips back onto the heels. You'll notice a nice sensation in the shoulder creases, as well as in the vertebrae. We're lengthening the spine here. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, lift your torso, walk it on over towards the right side. We're coming into an intercostal stretch here. So notice as we inhale, we feel a nice lengthening along the left side body. And as we exhale, we want to contract into the right side body to pull us deeper into the pose. See if you can roll your left shoulder blade under and continue to track the hips back onto the heels. Again, inhale, we lengthen, exhale, we contract. Holding here, or maybe inch the fingertips a little bit more towards that right side. Just getting a little bit deeper into the space. Again, just tune into what you need on this particular day. We gently want to open up the body, being patient with ourselves and just meeting ourselves where we're at. On your next inhale, lift the torso, walk through center, take it over towards the left. This time opening up the right side body. Inhale, we lengthen, exhale, we contract. See if you can really connect to the duality of this space here. As you inhale, feel the right side rib cage fan open. And exhale, notice the muscles on the left side body contract. Again, roll the top shoulder down, press those hips back. Holding here, maybe walk the fingertips a little bit more towards that left side. Inhale, lift the torso, come back to center, third eye rests on the mat. Just taking a few moments to set an intention for your practice. Maybe ask yourself what you need from your practice, or what can you let go of? We want to ask ourselves why we showed up on the mat on this particular day. Yoga is the practice of moving the body with intention. So remember to honor the intention that you are setting in this present moment as we move through the rest of the flow. Take a nice long inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Just solidifying your intention. On your next inhale, look forward, shifting on to hands and knees. We find our tabletop position. We want to adjust our stance so the shoulders are stacked over the wrists, the hips over the knees. We have a nice long spine here and the core is slightly engaged. From here, tuck the toes. Inhale, allow the belly to drop, lift your gaze. Rolling the tailbone up towards the sky. We want to draw the shoulders away from the ears, spreading through the clavicles, creating a nice C curve in the spine here. Our cow pose. Exhale, untuck the toes, press into the mat to round and curl, puffing up the spine. We're drawing the navel in, tucking chin to chest for cat pose. Tuck the toes, the belly falls, lift your gaze, chin away from the chest. Exhale, untuck the toes, press into the floor, round and curl. Just taking a few more at your own pace. We're linking two movements here. Gently working into the cervical spine. We're starting to calm down the central nervous system. Again, we're warming the body from the inside and out. Taking nice deep breaths here to oxygenate the muscles. We're circulating oxygen-rich blood throughout the body. Turning this into your dancing lion by shifting those hips forward and around, creating nice circular rotations. Maybe rock the hips from side to side, roll out the neck, really anything that feels good here. There is no right or wrong. Dancing lion is a free body movement. It's a way to scan the body, to notice any sticky spaces, soreness, maybe even any discomfort. And maybe we send some extra attention to these spaces as we move through our practice. Again, just scanning your body, noticing what feels good. Returning back to your tabletop pose whenever you're ready, finding stillness here. Inhale, extend the right arm forward, palm faces up. As you inhale, take the eye gaze through the fingertips, and as you exhale, drag the arm up, back and around, creating nice circular rotations. We want to get the whole body involved, so start to work your hips forward here. Notice the core slightly engage. These circular rotations are getting the synovial fluid going in our joints. It's going to lubricate the joints for our practice, especially in a tighter area of the body. Reverse the direction. Inhale, reach the right arm towards the sky, draw the shoulder blades to touch, gaze through the fingertips. Exhale, thread the right arm under and through the body, twisting in the upper middle spine. We leave the right shoulder on the mat. Go ahead and reach the left arm forward for a little bit more stability here, serving almost like a kickstand. Maybe you want to take a bind by wrapping that left arm behind the back, tucking the fingers into the right hip crease. Again, just feeling out whatever feels good for you. This is a nice gentle belly twist. We're wringing out the internal organs, detoxifying the body. So see if you can twist a little bit more, maybe shift into the hips a little bit. What's great about this pose is there's very little gravity, so we don't have to keep those hips squared off. Twisting into the hips to help facilitate this twist. Nice deep breaths. We slowly work our way out of this pose by planting the left hand on the mat. Unthread that arm, reach it back and up, countering the pose. We're going to circle the right hand down, coming back into our tabletop pose. From here, take a nice big inhale and lift the right leg off of the mat. We want to shift our weight into the center line here and start to engage the core. We're going to come into our Dragonfly Push-Ups. So this is similar to a chaturanga or a low push-up. We want to take a nice big inhale and start to shift the shoulders forward of the wrists. As you exhale, bend into the elbows, keeping them close to the body, lowering the chin and chest towards the mat, and push the mat away. We're going to do 2 more of those, working into the biceps as well as getting a little bit of a stretch in the back. Take a nice big inhale, we shift forward, exhale, lower down, chin and chest to the mat. Push the mat away. 1 more, shifting forward and lower down, chin to chest on the mat, pushing the floor away. We're going to circle in to our knee down half moon pose. So from here, bring your left hand into the center line. I'm going to turn around just to demonstrate this. So you want to bring your left hand into the center line, and you're going to swing that left foot out like a kickstand. We're going to open up towards the right, lifting that back leg. So the body is squared off towards the right side. We have nice strong arms. Maybe lift the gaze. If it feels better for your neck, gaze down at the hand. We want to engage the lifted leg here, so feel the quad muscle engage. We're working the glute. Nice, deep breaths. We have a few options from here. We're going to grab the top of the right foot with the right hand. You can take a quad stretch by bringing the heel in towards the glute, feeling that nice stretch along the front of the thigh. If you're feeling more of a back bend on this particular day, then you just want to inhale and kick into the hand, drawing the heel away from the glute, and you'll feel a nice stretch in the front of the right shoulder. Nice C curve in the spine, again working into the thigh, working into the glute. Maybe you play with both. Whatever expression works best for you. Final breath here. Go ahead and return to your knee down half moon pose, and then lower the right hand down, releasing the leg towards the mat. We return to our tabletop pose. Maybe take some cat-cows here, especially if you did the back opener. Just want to recalibrate the spine a little bit before we move into the other side. Finding stillness in tabletop. Inhale, extend the left hand forward, palm up. Inhale, take the gaze through the fingertips. Exhale, drag the arm back up and around, taking those nice circular rotations. Just opening up that left shoulder, the front of the chest, the upper back. Nice, deep breaths. Reverse the direction. Inhale, extend the left hand towards the sky. Exhale, thread your needle. Top of the left shoulder on the mat. We're twisting through that upper middle spine. Extend the right arm forward for more stability. Maybe reach behind the back for a bind. Just playing with whatever variations work best for you, work best for your practice. Remember that we are all different. We have different needs. We have different levels of flexibility. So again, we just want to respect and honor where we are at. Nice deep breaths into this belly twist. Maybe twist a little bit more. We're focusing on working the eye gaze towards the ceiling. slowly work your way out of this pose by planting the right hand on the mat. Push the floor away. Reach that left arm back up to the sky, countering the twist. Let it go, tabletop. Inhale, that left leg up, pointing those toes, shifting your weight into the center line. Coming back into those dragonfly push-ups, we inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, chin and chest towards the mat, keeping those elbows hugging in. Push the floor away. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. We're reaching those toes towards the sky. See if you can lift that leg nice and high. Push the floor away. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, bend into those elbows, lowering down. Pushing the floor away. Circling open into our knee down half moon. We're going to take that right foot out towards the right like a kickstand, peeling the left hand arm up and towards the ceiling. The body is squared towards the left side. We're lifting that leg, engaging the quad muscle here. Nice strong arms. Sorry about that. We're just coming into our downward facing dog. So again, walking those hands forward, walking the feet back, pedaling out the feet. Just finding some comfort in this space. Down dog is a fundamental part of our practice. So you want to maintain some nice form here, as well as find what works best for us in this space. Gently working the heels towards the earth. The hamstrings are usually pretty tight at the beginning of our practice, so just be really patient here. It's okay if those heels don't touch. The most important thing is that we're pressing the weight into the back body, just because the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders are not weight-bearing joints. So again, just being mindful of that. Finding a nice fluidity in the breath at this point of our practice. Inhale, bring the left foot into the center and sweep the right leg up to the sky, coming into our three-legged dog. So from here, we're going to rotate the right hip on top of the left. Go ahead and bend and straighten the leg. Nice open hip here. Maybe take some circular rotations. Just exploring this space. On your next inhale, we elevate the pose, rising on to the toes. We're going to move through a 3-knee variation. So as you inhale, we elevate the pose. Exhale, we shift our weight forward and draw knee to nose under the body, round and curl, pressing the floor away, hugging that knee close into the chest. Sweep the leg back and up. Take a nice big inhale, elevate the pose, coming on to the left tippy toes. And as you exhale, shift your weight forward, draw the right knee to the right tricep and hold. Again, lifting that knee as much as possible, engaging the core, pressing the floor away. Sweep the leg back and up. Nice big inhale, elevate the pose. Exhale, we shift forward, drawing the right knee towards the left tricep, twisting underneath the body, getting into those oblique muscles. You should be feeling this now. And then we sweep the leg back and up, three-legged dog. So from here, we want to close off the leg. So in order to do that, we have to inner spiral that right thigh. Flex the foot and stomp your footprint on the back wall. Nice deep breaths. You're going to notice a different sensation here. We feel it along the left IT band, so the outside of that left leg. Inhale, elevate the pose. As you exhale, shift forward into your three-legged plank pose. Inhale the knee towards the chest, similar to those 3 knees. From here, you're going to kick the heel forward, placing the foot in between the hands. We find a lunge pose. Go ahead and drop the left knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, pulling the torso back. We're lengthening through the sides of the body here. We have a nice strong gaze through the fingertips. And we slowly melt the hips forward, feeling a nice stretch along the front of the left hip. Our knee down lunge pose. Nice deep breaths. Release the hands to frame the foot, tuck the toes, straighten that leg. Coming into our plank pose, we press down to rise up into our high crescent lunge. Just coming into the full expression of this pose. Focus on tucking the tailbone under, pulling the upper body back. We have a nice long spine here. Nice deep breaths. There's a nice rooting action in the lower body. We have a rising action in the upper body. We have a nice strong stance here. We're working to stabilize the pelvic floor, strengthening those muscles. Exhale, release the hands to frame the foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left, plank pose. From here, drop the knees, untuck the toes. We're going to move through our first vinyasa, taking the knees down first. As you inhale, shift your shoulders forward of the wrists. As you exhale, we bend into the elbows, lowering down halfway, keeping those elbows glued into the body. As you inhale, pull the upper body through to your cobra pose. Moving into your upward facing dog. We lift onto the toes, so there's 2 points of contact, the hands and the tops of the feet. As you exhale, see if you can roll over the toes, lifting the hips, pressing back into your downward facing dog. Taking nice deep breaths here. Bringing that right foot into the center line. Inhale, sweep the left leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. We're stacking the left hip on top of the right. Nice open hip, bend and straighten the leg, circling it out. Maybe circle the knee, whatever feels good for you. We want to focus on squaring that upper body. We don't want to overload the right wrist or shoulder. Coming into our three knees. As you inhale, elevate the pose, coming onto the right tippy toes. And as you exhale, draw knee to nose under the body, round and curl. Inhale, sweep the leg back and up. Elevate the pose. Shifting forward, left knee, left tricep. Shoot the leg back and up, three-legged dog. Inhale, we elevate the pose. Exhale, left knee to right tricep, hold. Again, those abdominal muscles are really working. Shoot the leg back and up, three-legged dog. Closing off the hip here by corkscrewing that lifted thigh. Flex the back foot, stomping your footprint on the back wall. Breathing into that sensation in the outside of the right leg. Inhale, elevate the pose. We shift forward into our three-legged plank pose, so keeping that left leg off of the mat. Exhale, the left knee in towards the chest, round and curl. And then kick the heel forward, placing the foot between the hands, lunge pose. Go ahead and drop the right knee, untuck the toes. And we inhale the arms overhead, pulling the torso back. Slowly melt the hips towards the floor. Nice sensation in the front of the right hip. Nice deep breaths. Just easing into our lunge pose. Lower the hands down to frame the foot. Tuck the toes, straighten the right leg. Root to rise, lifting into your high crescent lunge, pulling that front body back, tucking the tailbone, nice strong stance. Lift the gaze, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, nice long spine. Exhale, lower the hands to frame the foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right, plank pose. We're gonna move through another vinyasa. You have the option to drop the knees again, whatever serves you. I'm going to be demonstrating the lifted plank version. So as we inhale, we shift our weight forward. So the shoulders are forward of the wrists. As we exhale, we lower down halfway. So the shoulders are pointing forward, the elbows are close into the body. Inhale, we pull the upper body through, cobra pose or upward facing dog. You want to pull the chest back, spread through the clavicles, lift the gaze. Exhale, roll over the toes, lift those hips, press back into your downward facing dog. Go ahead and drop onto the knees, sit the hips back, child's pose. Just taking a few breaths here to come back to your intention, to gather your thoughts, to gather your breath. Maybe grab some water. We're starting to pick up the pace of our flow. Meeting back in downward facing dog whenever you feel ready. Maybe walk your dog just a little bit. We're gonna take a twist before we move into our next sequence. So take your feet out towards the width of your mat. Shorten your stance a little bit by walking those hands back. Again, we're working our weight into the back body. We want to keep those legs straight. Take the right hand and grab the outside of the left ankle. Shorten your stance even more if this is a challenge for you. Once we've made that connection, we take a nice big inhale and exhale, twist open towards the left, taking the eye gaze under the armpit. We're twisting through that upper and middle spine. The hips are squared off here. You should notice a gentle sensation in the back of the legs. This is more of a twist than a hamstring stretch. Let it go, extending that right arm forward. Lift the left arm. Make that connection with the left ankle, with the right ankle. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, twist over and open towards the right side, twisting in the upper middle back. Working those hips back, feeling a nice twist in the spine. Let it go. And just find your way back into a downward facing dog. Walking it out just a little bit here. Inhale, sweep the right leg off of the mat. Three-legged dog. We look forward, shift forward. Stepping the foot between the hands, lunge pose. Press down to lift up into your high crescent lunge. We've been here before. We are not holding here long. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, let it go. We lower down halfway, reaching those arms forward. Feel the core muscles engage here. We are floating our crescent lunge. A nice deep breath. Really engage those legs. We're high on the ball of the back foot. Release the left hand down, reaching the right arm up, finding your lunge twist, twisting through the upper middle back, squaring off those hips. This is a great pose to utilize a block if you have one, or again, maybe using those textbooks, whatever works for you. We're planting the left hand down, reaching the right arm up. Nice, strong legs here. We want to stabilize as we twist. We're going to counter the pose by bringing the right hand down on the inside of the right foot and peeling that left arm up and open, countering our twist. Really engaging the legs here. Notice that this pose requires a lot of leg strength. Nice deep breaths. Again, check that you're high on the ball of the back toes. From here, we're going to pivot the left foot, creating a 90-degree angle with the blade edge of the foot. Press down to lift up, rising into your warrior two pose. So checking our alignment here, we have a nice 90-degree angle with the front knee. That quad is starting to fire up. We have a 90-degree angle with that back foot. The body is square towards the left. We have nice strong arms. Draw the shoulder blades to touch behind the back. And take your gaze through the fingertips. We have a nice, strong warrior stance here. Holding this pose. We're working into the groin muscles here again. We're strengthening and stabilizing the pelvic floor, the sacrum, toning the leg muscles here, especially that quad. We'll find some relief as you inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms up and overhead. Pumping warriors. Exhale, warrior 2. Let's do 2 more. Inhale the arms overhead, straighten the front leg. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Go ahead and cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot, pivoting on the left foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Plank pose. Moving through a vinyasa at your own pace, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Again, really just personalizing our vinyasa to our own body, to our own needs. You are in control of your own intensity dial. You choose when to turn the intensity up, when to turn it down. Again, honoring the intention we set at the beginning of our practice, honoring our bodies. Inhale, sweep the left leg high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Elevate the pose, we shift forward, 3-legged plank. Stepping the left foot between the hands, plank pose. Lunge pose. We press down to rise up, pulling the front body back. High crescent lunge. We've been here before, we're not holding here long. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, let it go. We lower down halfway, hinging from the hips. We want to keep them nice and lifted. Strong back leg, we're high on the ball of the toes. We're reaching those arms forward, feeling the core muscles engage here. Cartwheel the right hand down, reach the left arm, high to the sky, lunge twist. Maybe utilizing the block. Really twisting into the upper middle back, keeping the hips where they are. We counter the twist by bringing that left hand down on the inside of the foot, stabilizing, and then reaching that right arm high to the sky, drawing the shoulder blades to touch, feeling a nice sensation on the inside of the left hip flexor. Nice deep breaths. From here, we're going to pivot on the left foot, creating that nice 90-degree angle. Really grip into the mat, cartwheeling up into your warrior 2. Squaring that body off here. Nice, strong arms. The gaze is through the fingertips. Take 3 long breaths here. The quad muscle is starting to burn, and that is okay. We want to send our breath to that space, working through the sensation. Pumping warriors. Inhale, extend the arms overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Windmill the arms down to frame the foot. We pivot on the back leg. Step the left foot to meet the right, plank pose. Moving through an optional vinyasa at your own pace. We'll meet in downward facing dog. A few breaths here. Maybe drop down to child's pose if that works for you. Just giving yourself a few moments to rest. From here, we're going to walk the hands back to meet the feet at the back of our mats. So the feet are hips width distance here. So if we take both of our fists and place them between the feet, that is the stance that we want. We're gonna hang heavy here. Maybe grab opposite elbows, bend into the knees if you would like, and just sway from side to side. We wanna feel a nice release in the low back. The more we bend into the knees, the more we're going to decongest that area. Release the grip here. As you inhale, slide the fingertips up the shin, look out and lengthen with a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slide the fingertips up the shin, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more inhale. Look out and lengthen, flat spine. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. We're gonna roll up to standing one vertebra at a time. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and down at the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, lift the gaze, maybe close the eyes. We're rooting the feet into the earth, lengthening through the sides of the body, upward handstand. From here, we're going to bring the toes to touch. We're working into our chair pose. So from here, we're going to sit the hips back, tucking the tailbone under. So we don't want to stick out and lower that chest. We want to keep the chest lifted here, sitting back as though we're in a chair. We have a nice flat spine here. We're feeling the quad muscles engage. Lift the gaze through the fingertips. Maybe sit a little bit lower. We're shifting our weight into the heels. We should be able to lift the toes off of the mat. Let it go. Shake the toes out. Bend and straighten the legs. Lower the hands down. We're going to move through another variation. Inhale the arms back overhead. Sitting back into our nice chair stance. Holding here a little bit longer this time. See if you can sit a little bit deeper. For a bit of a challenge, we are going to rock onto the toes, lifting the heels off of the mat. Again, drawing the tailbone under, pulling the upper body back so we have a nice flat spine. And we're going to bend into the knees. We want to keep the ankles touching here. Holding here for one more breath. See if you can sit a little bit lower. Exhale, let it go. Swan dive, forward fold. Walking those hands forward, back into our downward facing dog. Take the gaze to the top of the mat and just walk the feet forward, and then we sit the hips back. Coming into a seated position, bring the feet to touch. Allow the knees to splay open into our butterfly pose. Place the hands on top of the knees. See if you can slowly work the knees towards the earth, keeping a flat spine here, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, just gently working into the hips. From here, we're going to extend the right leg out, keeping the left foot in towards the groin. Inhale the arms overhead, lengthen through the sides of the body. And exhale, fold the torso over the left thigh, taking both hands onto the right foot. We're working the hamstring muscles as well as the groin muscles here. See if you can draw the nose to the knee. Flexing that right foot to feel the nice sensation along the back of the right leg. Slowly lifting the torso, we're going to switch, bringing the right foot in towards the groin, extending that left leg out. We inhale the arms overhead, lengthen through the sides of the body. We twist in the hips just a little bit, lowering the torso over the left thigh. Flexing the left foot here. See if you can draw the nose towards the knee. We slowly lift the torso. We're going to keep that left leg where it is, and we're just going to open up that right leg, coming into our straddle pose. Go ahead and work some flesh out from under you. You want to feel the tailbones on the earth. Flexing the feet here. We inhale the arms overhead, and then we reach them forward, keeping that nice flat spine. See if you can walk the hands out. Again, keeping the feet flexed. We want the kneecaps to face the earth. Maybe you work your way onto forearms. Maybe utilize a block here. Whatever feels good for you. We're getting an intense stretch in the groin muscles here, the inside of the legs. Nice deep breaths here. This pose can be very confrontational for some. The hips tend to carry a lot of stress, tension, and emotion. So please be patient with yourself in this space. Try to bring your awareness back to your intention, back to your breath, instead of letting those thoughts wander. Go ahead and slowly work your way out of this pose by walking the hands back, rolling the hips gently. We're going to swing that left leg forward to meet the right, extending the legs forward, seated staff pose. Reach the arms forward, palms face up. Slowly roll your way towards the mat, one vertebra at a time, feeling a slight engagement in the core here. And we release corpse pose. Taking 3 breaths here. Taking a moment to thank yourself for all the effort you have put in so far. On your next inhale, hug the knees into the chest. Wrapping the arms around the shins. Maybe rock from side to side, giving yourself a low lumbar massage. We're going to move into happy baby. So grab the outer blade edges of the feet. We're going to open up the hips here, opening up the knees as well. So the shins are parallel to the earth. And maybe begin to bend into the elbows, drawing the knees towards your mat. Feeling a nice sensation in the groin muscles. Maybe rock from side to side here. Maybe straighten all the way into the legs for a straddle variation. Whatever feels good for you. As we just start to gently calm the body. Moving into more of the restorative part of our practice. Slowing down our breath. Nice long inhales. Nice long exhales. Hug the knees back into the chest. And from here, we're simply going to extend the legs overhead. So straightening into the legs as much as possible. Flex the feet. We want the heels stacked over the hips. Place the hands down by your side. This is our legs up the wall pose. It doesn't seem like much, but this is such a beneficial pose in our practice. We're sending fresh oxygen down towards the brain. This pose is great for circulation. So even doing this just for a few minutes a day can be really, really beneficial for your body. Maybe close the eyes. The legs may start to shake here, and that is okay. From here, bend the knees and release the feet onto the mat, keeping a bend in the legs. We're going to lift the right leg and place the right ankle in the front of the left hip. So we have a 4 shape with that leg. The right knee is splayed open. You're going to lift the left leg off of the mat, reach the arms through the body. Reach the hands through the legs, grabbing the back of the left thigh. Coming into our figure 4 pose. This is basically like a pigeon pose laying down. So once you've made that connection, you can start to shift the left knee forward. That's going to bring the shin close to the body. We want to work that right knee open, nice parallel shin. To also get a hamstring stretch, you can straighten that left leg and grab up the calf. Nice deep breaths. Let it go. Both feet back onto the earth. Switching, so taking that left ankle in the front of the right thigh, lifting the right leg up, reaching those arms through the leg, grabbing the back of the thigh. Working that left knee open, the shin is parallel to the body, and then we start to work the knees forward. Feel that nice sensation in that left hip, maybe straighten into the leg for a hamstring stretch. Let it go. Hug the knees into the chest one more time. Rocking from side to side. Keeping the right knee hugging in towards the body. Extend the left leg out. Belly twist here. We're swinging that right knee up and over towards the left. Extending the right arm out towards the right. The eye gaze follows. We're stacking the right hip on top of the left. Rolling the right shoulder down. Just breathe into this belly twist. Come back to center, hugging both knees back into the chest. Extend the right leg out. Swing the left knee up and over towards the right. Extending the arm and the gaze out towards the left. Maybe start to close the eyes here. Return back to center, hugging both knees into the chest. Exhale, letting it go, extending the legs forward. Maybe take these next few moments of your practice to move into any variation that serves you, any poses or postures, any stretches. Or maybe move into your final Shavasana, moving into a state of relaxation, palms face up by the sides. Allow the feet to splay open. Closing the eyes here. Beginning to relax the muscles of the body, the muscles of the face. Elongating our breath here. See if you can take an inhale for 3 counts. And exhale for 3 counts, matching the length of your inhalation to the length of your exhalation. Using our breath to facilitate this relaxation. See if you can give yourself these next few moments of practice to really focus on disconnecting, letting go of your day, letting go of your to-do list, letting go of any unnecessary thoughts, any thoughts that aren't serving this present moment, that aren't serving your practice. Giving yourself these next few moments to relax and fully disconnect. You can stay in your final Shavasana or maybe roll over towards the right, finding a fetal position, extending that right arm forward, allowing the head to rest on the bicep. Slowly press into the floor, making your way into a seated position at the top of your mat, just crisscrossing the legs. Feel free to keep the eyes shut here. Placing the hands on the knees. We place the hands down for more grounding, more rooting energy. The palms face up for more receiving energy. We have a nice long spine here. Bring the hands to heart center. Maybe tuck the chin towards the chest. I'd like to close practice by thanking each and every one of you for showing up on your mat and flowing with me. More importantly, take some time to thank yourself for making a healthy choice for your day. You are healthier now than you were an hour ago. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And namaste.